Okay.
And I can hear myself. You good?
I can't hear myself.
Wait. From my perspective, it looks same as always.
It's because you got that 2021 vision.
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready as a pancake.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cash and Quill.
Today's topic is going to be, how do you reward players? Do you use loot tables, or do you just give them the loot the module recommends?
Nailed it.
Pick up?
No, you can't read it in no advance.
No, I understand.
How do you reward players? Do you use loot tables, or do you just give them the loot the module recommends?
Good question. Good question. I think both are valid.
Yeah, I would agree. Both methods have their own advantages and disadvantages.
Yes. Now, there is a balancing in all modules to make sure that the players aren't getting too much or too little without external sources.
My take on this is the modules give recommendations, especially for new DMs. I think they're great for that. If you can expand it out into your own skill set and add other things, I think that's wonderful.
And that can be really detrimental to difficulty on challenge rating, a lot of things. Because whenever you give magic items or anything that would enhance combat, it makes it even harder to prepare for all of the challenge ratings and kind of just even that out. It can get overpowered if you give them above what is already listed.
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, I'm not personally familiar with loot tables.
Oh, they're really cool.
I haven't really used too many of them.
Loot. Honestly,
Actually, I just lied, didn't I? I just lied. Damn.
caught you.
My bad.
Yeah, you're done.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
We have to stop the show.
No, okay. Shit. It's over, everybody. Delete the channel. No, I really did just lie because I thought of one of my favorite ways to give players items.
Yeah. How?
There is a random loot table that I found that just has weird, mundane items, and I just have them roll a percentile, and whatever number they land, that's the option that the shopkeeper offers them. They don't know it's magical, but I've tried to find a way to make it magical in the context of either their character or the campaign.
I do like those kinds of things. I like when you can have something more flavorful than mechanical, and it really makes the role play kick up a notch.
Yeah. One was a jar of, like, had like a little creature in it, and I just made it into a Zelda-like fairy. Once the player went down, it just kind of re-healed him and brought him back up.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that. But it was like a one use, right?
Yeah, single use. There was also the pickled human flesh. Comes up a lot for some odd reason on that table. It's just right at that sweet spot where people tend to roll, I guess.
Wow.
I think in this scenario, because it's just a magical fun item to do, it was, if you ate the part of the jerky, it would banish you to a random realm for like 6 seconds.
Oh, kind of like a one-round banishment spell?
Yeah.
Oh.
That way you could have them go into weird places, just experience weird things, because it made sense in the moment. But what
Cannibals. That could really turn... I love those little things like that. Yeah. Because it can really just be like, why do we keep finding all this pickled human flesh?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, well, you've actually been following a string of serial cannibalists that have gone through, murdered people, and cannibalized them.
Well, yeah, you can definitely use them for plot hooks.
Those kinds of things really give the game a little bit of chaotic spice.
Yeah. But I would totally agree with you that anything that doesn't affect combat is usually okay to put in moderation.
Yeah, just fun little things. I really loved when I made custom items for every single player in my game that I was running at the local gaming shop here. Have you done anything like that? Other than like these mundane items? Have you ever done anything like that? Something awesome like I did? Because what you said wasn't cool. Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
No. Have you ever made anything a little bit more mechanical rather than flavorful?
I mean, other than the things that we already talked about in the previous video. recordings.
Have you made a magic item that was a little bit more used continuously, not one shot kind of item?
My DMing style is more situational based, where I like to create situations where players have to react in a manner that they weren't expecting. Kind of like my wizard tower that me and my brother are making, where there's a room that just has a bunch of beds on every single wall and ceiling and floor. It's where you can get a long rest, where some other shenanigans happen depending on what other rooms you've been in.
Oops, all beds.
Yeah. It's a fun wizard tower.
Can you read the question?
How do you reward players? Which is one question. And then they ask, do you use loot tables or do you just give them the loot that the module recommends? I think that would also go back to one of our previous questions that we had in the Google Doc, where it's what's better to reward players, gold or items?
Yeah, that's actually what I was kind of thinking. I'm like, I feel like we can answer this differently.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to bring that into here just to actually give some girth to this video?
Oh, I can give it some girth.
Mr. Cheese Wheel over here.
Yeah. So, I reward players through sentimental moments of gratification due to their actions.
I love you.
What
Family
is
members
that?
that they would have saved.
I slayed the dragon. Aunt Shirley? Where did you come from? This is I wanted to be here for your special moment.
No,
That's not creepy. So give me an example of what you mean by a sentimental moment.
I would say rewarding the players through not just magic items or gold, but through allies and companions. There's a lot of moments in time where you can have an NPC either die or live based on their actions. And when they go in and they do those actions to a success. So I would reward them with the idea that they now have a favor, but not just a favor, an indebtment to the party.
But I would assume that you can't use that for like the main plot. You would have to use that for like side quests only. Because if you're going to lock the main story behind whether a NPC likes them or lives, then you're just going to have a dead campaign there.
Instead of making the NPC's life either black or white on whether or not the campaign will actually live or die, I would say that you just simply make it more or less difficult based on their survival.
I could see that being used as a DM, but I also think that it depends on the player. There's something to be said about giving your players a shit ton of money, but also you have to give them something to spend it on.
Yeah. That's why money's nice to have whenever they need it, but the shops don't always have what they need to spend it on. You can also reward them instead of gold and magic items in something like a place for them all to reside, like a keep or bastion, whatever it is. You can give them a cool wagon that is self-propelled and they can travel. Something that would be kind of like a gift to the whole party rather than an individual. Something for all of the characters to revolve around now.
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking of a little red wagon with like an engine on the back.
An engine on the back? Yeah, no, just side tangent. I did the math. I did everything. My 2 people.
In that one campaign you've only run?
No, actually, in my older campaign. The one I ran for my good friends, they are now feeling so inspired that they wanted to take the seat as DM, and they've done a great job at it. They essentially had a dual wagon caravan kind of thing, where they'd hook 2 wagons together. The first one was sleeping quarters. The next one was actually kind of a tool shop, and then it had the horses in the back. What was pulling the cart and all the weight behind it was astral steeds. They would summon them, and they had a couple people that would ritual cast astral steed until they had enough horses to pull. They would each take those horses, and they would have them at a gallop. It was a funny, cool little thing where they kind of worked around it, made it their own. I think that's a gift you can give your players that really revolves around personalization and just inventiveness. And I think that story would be good. Maybe a little clipped to make sure it wasn't so lengthy, but yeah.
Yeah. Edited. Yeah. Tastefully.
The loot tables in the back of the DMG are well done, I think. They have plenty of items. It's all in there. They actually go by a scaling system. It's divided into power levels. They have a lot of actual tables for money, gems, everything. If you do need to reward your players and you can't think of what, you can just roll randomly. If you don't like the option, roll again, choose whatever you'd like.
One fun thing, I found a evil wild magic table online that I've kept for years. But essentially what I do is I give people either little candies or little snacks in character that once they eat it, they end up having to roll on this wild magic table.
Yeah.
And some of the shenanigans were great. If you hit this number, you change race and class with a random other player character.
So you pretty much just completely switch.
Yeah, you basically swap characters between two people. It kind of sucks in the sense that obviously if you put a lot of time and effort into your character and having to just give it off to somebody else does tend to blow egg water.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, A, it's rare because it's only one number out of 100. And B, if you already know that shit's going to happen if you've eaten one, because it's highly unlikely that it's going to be the first one.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy if it was.
Yeah.
Well, I'll eat one of these candies.
Well, and
you have now switched. With
usually I only give it to them if they do something that I consider evil.
Ooh. Oh, wait. I feel like this is so familiar. Did this ever happen before?
Oh, it's in my wizard tower.
Ah,
So
yes.
in that scenario, in order to get it, you actually have to beat the crap out of a sentient piñata. And
Oh, yes. I remember that. That was funny.
in doing so, it drops its candy. And then I usually limit hey, you can only pick up either 3 or 5 pieces. The look on the player's face when you let them know is just priceless.
Makes sense. Yeah. And then you roll like 12 times for one person.
Yeah. And then the odds of getting something weird are up there.
Yeah. They changed race with someone else 12 times.
No.
Yeah, I'd probably just roll them all out and then you decide in what order they go.
No, I would do them in order, but there's some of them are silly, some of them are weird. They're usually all negative.
Yeah.
So once one person does and they're like, hey, yeah, you are now blind for, you're blind. Great. And usually smarter players will stop. I think the one that we had the worst case scenario was at the end of a campaign. We were like, hey, we're not going to meet after this because we're just not going to be able to get together. Like people just kept popping them just to see what was on the table.
Yeah, no, I'd do that. If it's like, we're not coming back to this. It's like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, that just happens to be how we feel about it. What do you think? Would you use loot tables or make your own items? Or would you prefer gold? Let us know down below.
And if you enjoyed this conversation, hit like and subscribe. It helps the table grow and keeps the party going. Also, there is a link in the description where you can vote on what you prefer. Cast your vote, and we'll see you in the next one. That was good.
Does casting your vote require material components?
No.
That just happens to be how we feel about it.
Ah, crap, hold on. Okay, let's do it again. I was looking at you like...
I know. I feel like if I don't actually say it, then you're just going to stare off into space and/or keep rambling.
See, it can slowly just start evolving into something completely else.
What's wrong with evolving? It means it's better. It means it's amazing.
It means that it's not the same.
Yeah, you're not the same. Otherwise, you'd still be pooping in your pants.
That would be so bad. Do the whole thing and look over.
We just have your side.
Yeah.
Dude.
And just the audio. There'd be so many images that you'd put in.
No, you'd know damn well I'd come back and do sock puppets.
Yeah. Oh, I totally
Listen to when I say anything.
Yeah. And there we go.
The 5th time this recording session.
No, second. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Chaotic spice.
Yeah.
I would love to help you make the maps for it.
Yeah. Thank you, ChatGPT.
No, I meant like I would make them by hand.
Gross. See, how is that your middle finger anymore when you're missing one?
Because it always will be.
You got to go like this.
Terrible.
At this point, what are we wanting to get out of this conversation?
Good question. We have to be the creators. We have to be. Now I sound like a normal person.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bloopers.
No. Don't blooper that.